So last time we did a video about should we make mosquitoes go extinct, and now on the flip side it's 5 extinct animals that could never survive in today's conditions. Now we've been watching Tier Zoo, right? Tier Zoo handles a lot of videos. I mean, there is a survivalist tier, right? I mean there are mammals, insects, parasites that will deal better on Earth than others, right? So, you know, maybe making one go extinct doesn't completely destroy the entire ecosystem. Everything has its time, even mosquitoes, even humans maybe. So let's check it out.
Our world is forever changing and has had a long history of weird and unusual animals since the first life forms developed on Earth. Since then, nature has had many setbacks, including 5 major mass extinction events, meaning evolution and adaptation has had to start over again multiple times. And due to changes in the landscape and the environment, many animals which were once thriving in the past would find it impossible to live in today's conditions.
Oh, that is such
So here we look at 5 extraordinary extinct creatures that, if they found themselves on Earth today, could not survive. Sit back and enjoy. Dunkleosteus. The Dunkleosteus
I did not think this was going to be on the list.
was a
What the hell is
placoderm
this?
carnivorous fish of the Devonian period, commonly known as the Age of the Fish. Dunkleosteus lived between 382 and 358 million years ago, and is one of the most well-known prehistoric fish of all time. This giant armoured fish weighed over a ton, was 6 meters in length, with huge gnashing teeth that enabled it to be one of the most ruthless and
Bro, that shit looks insane.
successful predators of its
Yeah,
day.
look at the jaws on that
However,
motherfucker.
that would not be the case now.
God,
In fact,
that looked like the fish from Ratchet and Clank that eats you. That's what the fuck that shit looked
the
like.
Dunkleosteus would struggle significantly due to changes in the food chain. During the Devonian period, most fish were placoderms, characterized by their thick defensive armor similar to the Dunkleosteus. These types of fish were heavy and not that quick, so a perfect prey for the slow but fierce Dunkleosteus, who were able to penetrate their thick skin with their tremendous bite force. However, the Dunkleosteus' predatory method would be useless today against modern fish and faster amphibians. The natural selection process in modern fish has favoured speed, with both predators and prey being extremely nimble. If a Dunkleosteus came up against a modern-day equivalent, such as a shark, it would be at a significant disadvantage due to its slow speed and lack of flexibility.
Well, there you go.
Furthermore, modern-day predators have a
God.
much stronger emphasis on the force at which they close their jaw to create more suction to increase the chances of pulling their prey in, something the Dunkleosteus did not possess.
That was it.
So taking all of these factors into
Well, I
consideration,
was just watching that fucking shark eat the other fish. I was like, damn, I eat very dainty compared to that. I you know, my pinky's up, take little nibbles and shit. That thing's over there wrecking some food.
it's unlikely that despite its size and strength, the Dunkleosteus would be able to survive today, and would most likely starve to death.
Just a big, slow snack.
The Supersaurus. The Supersaurus is a diplosticid, herbivorous dinosaur
My
that is
favorite
thought to be the
dinosaur, by
largest of
far.
all the dinosaurs, measuring around 35 meters in length and weighing up to 40 tons. Dinosaurs like the Supersaurus,
Big body.
Diplodocus, and Brachiosaurus emerged at a time before there were carnivores big enough to hunt them as prey, and as a result, they became the unrivaled kings of the Jurassic. Furthermore, their long necks gave them a greater survival advantage, as they were able to eat from the highest, freshest branches untouched by other smaller creatures. This allowed them to avoid bowing their head to the ground, the most vulnerable part of their body. The Supersaurus managed to thrive for millions of years, until the mass extinction event at the end of the Jurassic, which saw the extinction of them, as well as all the other giant dinosaurs of its kind. No one knows what caused this extinction.
Okay, but it was about that could never survive today. I just want to know, because Top 5 already covered this in the dinosaur patch video, but I want to hear another, you know, another viewpoint of it.
Although some theorize that it was due to a change in plant life. Since their extinction, land animals have never reached such enormous sizes, and probably never will. This is due to many factors, the most well-known being that today's air content has far too little oxygen to support respiration in these giant animals. Currently,
is true.
it's around 21%, compared to 26% during the time Supersaurus roamed the Earth. However, recently, more and more scientists have been going against this theory, discovering less of a correlation between oxygen levels and animal size, instead arguing that animals like Supersaurus were able to support their giant frames due to air sacs within their body which made them lighter. Despite this theory,
So they're like
it would still be
giant
impossible.
titans that are just like, I was just uploading Skitten's vid. Those are like giant titans that are like really big looking, but not quite as heavy as they look. That I can understand.
For diplodocid dinosaurs to live today, mainly because of humans who have destroyed a lot of the world's great forests to create farmland to help feed our growing population. It's also very likely that due to their size, Supersaurus would be seen as a threat to mankind and would soon be hunted to extinction.
Oh my god, just like the damn mosquito. I guess if it bothers us, we kill it.
In our current climate, there would be no advantage in being supersized. And if Supersaurus did ever come back to visit, I don't think they would be here for long.
Alright.
Titanoboa.
Yo.
The Titanoboa was the largest genus of snake to have ever lived,
Who's fucking
and
with the
stood
snake,
as
bro?
one of the most ferocious predators of its time, following the Cretaceous extinction event around 60 million years ago. We've talked about it before, but many people do not know that it would not stand a chance in today's conditions. The Titanoboa was at its largest 13 meters in length and
13
weighed well
meters.
over 1,000 kilos,
Oh my lord.
and was specially adapted to blend in with shadows and muddy water, emerging only to hunt. Due to their advanced digestion process and size, they were able to constrict and consume animals far larger than themselves,
That literally just looks like the snake from Anaconda. Like, that's just the
meaning they
biggest
only
fucking
needed to
snake.
eat once or twice a month. Typically they hunted animals such as crocodiles and mammals, which were far larger than they are today. While today's snakes can still reach some impressive sizes, with the Burmese python averaging up to 7 meters in length, they are dwarfed in comparison to the Titanoboa. Nowadays, with the modern snake's prey being far smaller than when Titanoboa were around, it's very unlikely even the largest snakes will ever reach such gigantic proportions. If Titanoboa were around today, it would find very little to eat, as the large megafauna it is used to eating, like crocodiles, are now an endangered species, so there is no way humans would allow them to
there
be
you
their
go.
lunch. Although it would be incredible to see a Titanoboa, they just wouldn't be able to sustain themselves in today's conditions.
They would starve. They would never get that big because they would starve to
The
death.
woolly mammoth.
The woolly mammoth. Those are
Whether
adorable.
through
We
books or
wouldn't kill those
television,
things.
we have all heard about the infamous woolly mammoth,
Yeah.
which roamed the earth between 1 million and 12,000 years
1,000,000
ago.
and 12,000.
It lived during the Pleistocene and early Holocene periods, and was driven to extinction by human hunting. However, some scientists argue that the mammoth stayed on Earth in small populations until around 4,000 years ago on Arctic islands such as Wrangel Island between Russia and Alaska, and later became extinct due to inbreeding and lack of resources.
Inbreeding,
Apart
bro.
from hunting, a
That's
significant
funny.
factor in the woolly mammoth's decline
Damn.
was changes in habitat. During the Pleistocene period, Arctic Siberia was covered in lush grassland, and not the dense forests we see today, and was perfect for large grazing animals such as the woolly mammoth. However, as the Ice Age crept southward, it became harder for grass to grow due to the constant snow, which favoured trees that could break through the snow layer. Although grasslands are seemingly abundant, they are in fact relatively rare, especially in colder climates.
That's a terrible ending for that.
Brontotherium. Brontotherium was a large, ferocious-looking herbivore of the Paleogene period, living between 56 million and 34
I
million
thought it
years
was a
ago,
nose, but it's clearly
and
a
is a
horn.
great example of some of the incredible megafauna that emerged
That looks
after
like
the
a
Cretaceous
regular-ass,
extinction event,
weird-looking rhino.
which killed off all of the dinosaurs except crocodiles and birds. With thick grey skin, a large body and horns, it's easy to think the Brontotherium is most closely related to the rhinoceros.
Yeah,
But although they are close
like
ancestors
me.
of the same order, they are in fact more closely related to horses and tapirs due to
Okay.
greater similarities in their feet and molars. Brontotherium emerged at a time before woody vegetation such as pines and grass were widespread, which did not happen until the Oligocene area between 34 and 23 million
I don't
years
see
ago,
it, man. He said it's
when
a
the Earth
horse. I
began
don't
to
see it.
cool at a faster rate. This is important to note because during the time the Brontotherium lived, the average surface temperature of the Arctic and Antarctica was between 20 and 25 degrees Celsius, with average temperatures at the equator reaching well above 30 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
Because of these high temperatures, in the North and South Pole, lush plants such as avocado, magnolia, and many types of shrubs were abundant, and Brontotherium, like many other herbivores at the time, had special teeth adapted for this kind of vegetation, characterized by shallow, flat molars, which plants were too tough for brachydonts.
It comes down to food.
They were unable to eat and were driven to extinction. Unless this incredible animal returned to Earth with a modified set of teeth, they would still not be able to survive on the woody plants of our modern world.
So, I mean, that's kind of eye-opening in general, that most of these things, extinctions, literally has nothing to do with, like, toxin. They're not worried about hunting habits. They're not worried about survivability. And I don't know if that's because they're ill-equipped to kind of measure those things, kind of like the tier zoo does, or if it's just a basic first-level necessity, place to stay, things to eat. Because all of these things just coming over is the same thing. Nothing to eat, bro. This is no food for you. It doesn't matter how massive you are and how well you're adapted to all these other things if you can't even metabolize the food that's available. And I think that's one thing where herbivores are just so well equipped. Humans in general are so well equipped for our ability to prepare food. If that's what we're talking about, our extinction is way out. We can reproduce in very extreme conditions, and you know, even though we got to take care of our babies, we have a lot of technology that we're prepared to do that with, and we can eat damn near anything. So, you know, if it comes down to that, we're gonna be fine. Let me know what you guys think, but that's crazy.
Crocs,
peace.
Crocs, 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 Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. Wearing Crocs, boy. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. I'm rocking Crocs. Wearing Crocs, boy. My Crocs are gold. My pops is old. My Crocs got soul. My Crocs are bold. I go to church wearing Crocs. I'm always turned wearing Crocs. My Crocs are great. Your Crocs are lame. With my Crocs, I can cross a lake. Crocs, 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 Crocs.